Hello and welcome to my knitting recap of 2024. Fashionably late, one might say. My name is Freydis, I'm in eastern Norway. It's currently snowing like crazy outside. It's very dark and gloomy and I hope the lighting is acceptable at least. I've knitted, I believe it is 6 jumpers, 2 accessories, 1 summer top-ish and 1 pair of socks, which is a lot less than what I knitted during my last 2 knitting years, but it's a lot more than what I knit in the previous years, which was 0. I'm gonna try to keep this fairly short and sweet. I'm not gonna dwell too much on anything because I've covered all of these knits in older videos, so if there's anything you would like to know more about, you can find more information there. Or you can just ask me in the comment section and I would be happy to answer anything. I started off 2024 by knitting the Gro Hat by Fibertales. Although I really love this color and I love this yarn is Pickles, oh my god, Mjuk Merino, which translates to soft merino. It's a really great yarn, but it wasn't the right choice for this hat. I haven't worn this once because the yarn is a bit too lightweight for the gauge, at least for knitting a garment that's supposed to protect you from the elements. So it's nowhere near being windproof and it's quite cold, or it's not warm. It looks pretty bad when I wear it. I don't like how this looks. I've been told I look like 11 when she's in her sensory deprivation tank, and I agree. It doesn't, as you can see, it doesn't cover my ears. It lets in a lot of cold air, and the gauge is too open for this yarn, or this yarn is too lightweight for this gauge, so it also lets a lot of cold air in. So I haven't really worn it. I think the color looks good on me. I love this design, this leaf pattern, but it isn't functional for me, so I haven't worn it at all. But in this hat's defense, I measured it and compared it to the measurements in the pattern, and it turns out I've knit it too short. So this ribbed brim is about 1.5 centimeters too short. And while that wouldn't have been enough to cover it the way I wanted to cover me, it would have helped. So I made it worse than it actually had to be. And then I knit the very V-neck Raglan by Jessie Maed design in the yarn Highland wool from Hobby. This is a very wearable sweater for me. Also the color, most of what I already own pre-knitting is black, so it goes with pretty much everything I own. And I like it a lot and I wear it a lot. This is my very first Cumulus blouse, which I knit in late winter. I knitted it in Bliss by Pickles. I love this color. This is a favorite color for me, but I haven't worn it. I've only worn it a couple of times because I don't really have anything to wear it with. I've worn it with black pants, but black isn't really ideal with this color, I think. I wish I had some dark brown pants or something, but it's very hard to find. I will probably have to make it myself. I really like the Cumulus blouse because it is a bit dressed up. It is a bit more presentable, if that's the right word. Professional looking, it's a bit too serious, put together, polished, I don't know, just, you probably know what I mean. This is so warm, this is so weirdly warm. As I'm just standing here, I feel like I'm melting, and it's not that hot in here. Now that song is gonna be stuck in my head for the rest of the day. And then I knit the one I'm the most proud of from last year, the Into the Wild sweater by Tania Barley, which I knit in Loopy. And I'm not gonna put this on because then I will actually melt. It is a bit big, but I can live with it. I might try to shrink it a little bit in a dryer, but I'm a bit scared to do that. So I'll just have to see how I adjust to it having more positive ease than I normally go for. If I were to try to shrink it, I would also have to add more length to the sleeves and the body, because they tend to shrink more vertically than they do horizontally. So I don't want to end up having too short sleeves. But in any case, I'm so proud of this because, well, you can hear all about it in my last video. I'm not going to spend more time gushing about it, but just know this is the thing I'm the most proud of from last year. And then there is the second most proud of object from last year. This is the Humlebi shawl by... Maybe I should hold it the right way out. This is the Humlebi shawl by Fibertales, which I knit in Peruvian Highland wool from Filcolana. I'm not sure that's the actual name, but it's something like that. Color is mustard. I'm very proud of myself for tackling this project. It was very intimidating. This bee stitch was very intimidating. So I'm very happy with it. I haven't ever actually worn it for reasons that don't make sense to anyone but myself, but I do intend to wear it. I like it a lot. I made it big enough that I can wrap it around myself, at least barely, and tie it in the back to wear it like a more old-timey shawl. I know the intention is to knit a smaller shawl, or it's intended to be smaller and to be worn more like a scarf, or in, you know, this style. Wow, that did not work. This looks terrible. It's way too big and too chunky to... If I had knitted smaller and in a more lightweight yarn, this is heavier than what the pattern calls for, but yeah, this doesn't work. I wanted a more traditional looking shawl, not a scarf shawl. It's now early June and I started working on another very V-neck raglan by Jessie Maed design. This is intended to be a more warm weather version. This is the Cotton Merino by Mayflower. I think the color is brunette. And it has grown a little bit, but it's still very wearable. I don't feel like it's falling off my shoulders, which would be the deal breaker, the real deal breaker. I haven't worn this more than maybe once or twice for wardrobe reasons, not because I don't like it. And then later in June I knit this, which I'm gonna count as a finished object, even though it's not technically completely finished because I haven't attached any buttons yet, and I also haven't woven in all of the ends yet. But if that's a requirement, I think a lot of us would be in trouble. This is the summer top I knit, or what I think of as my summer top, even though it's called the Warm Betty jacket, which is designed by Pickles. And it's supposed to look like, it's supposed to have long sleeves, but I made short sleeves. It's supposed to be full length, but I only made, I made it quite cropped and very form-fitting in the lower back, which is always an issue for me. But now I was on top of it from the start, for once. The yarn is Kremke Soul Wool recycled, and the gauge is, I believe, 15 or so, so it knits up really quickly. And since I made it so much shorter in all directions, it was an even quicker knit, so it was very satisfying. Very much recommend one of these quick wins every now and then. Kremke Soul Wool recycled is a mix of different fibers, so it's not pure wool, which is why it functions as a summer-ish top for me. And I made it because I need something to put over dresses if it should get a bit chilly, without having to put on a whole sweater or something more massive, you know. It just seemed like something I would need at some point. So since I haven't attached any buttons yet, I haven't worn it, but I intend for that to change. And then in July I knit a pair of socks, which I seem to have misplaced. So these are stand-in socks. This is the same yarn and the same design, but the color is different. So imagine a light brown instead of this. And this is the Sunday socks by Petiteknit, which is a very, very easy sock to knit. If you've never knit socks before and you want to get into it, highly recommend Sunday socks by Petiteknit. It's all very well explained and very easy to do. I just realized my socks are different length. Oh no, the foot, no! Anywho, the ones I knit last summer were of equal length. And now we have arrived in late October, and no, that's not a mistake. I didn't knit anything between July and late October. And this is the Siri's Simple Sweater by Krauseri, which is a Norwegian designer. I don't believe anything of hers is available in English, but this is just a basic raglan, which I knit in Cozy from Pickles. I have knit so much using Pickles yarn this year. Oh well. This is just a big cozy sweater for cozy, lazy days. I'm not gonna put it on because I will absolutely perish because it's so warm. We haven't had a very cold winter this year. Last year was record-breaking cold, but this year has been record-breaking mild. But we have had some colder days and I have worn it on those. And it absolutely does its job. It's so warm. I forgot to mention this is alpaca. So, and it's very, very soft and lightweight for the size. So yes, we'll get a lot of wear out of this in future winters to come. And now we have arrived at the final knitted object from 2024. Which appropriately is a Christmas sweater. This is the Festive Yoke by Skeindeer Knits, which I've knit in Highland wool from Hobby. And technically I didn't finish it until early January, but I'm gonna count it to 2024 because I make the rules. This is a bit more contrasty than I would normally go for. This is like the most contrasty I'm willing to go. The white color here isn't actually white, it's more of a champagne color. I feel like it works, I feel like the colors work well together. The pattern comes with a bunch of different panels you can choose between, so you can mix and match how you want to make it look. If you want to make it look super, super Christmassy or more neutral or more subtle Christmassy or wintry. So that's what I want to go for the next time. And I also want to make one that's a bit more obviously Christmassy, and I want that to be a cardigan. It also exists as a cardigan pattern. Since I didn't finish this until Christmas was already over, I haven't worn it, but it feels very good to have it ready to go for next Christmas. And I think I'm gonna wear this a lot in future Christmases to come. Oh my god. Ow! Nej Findus, nej, slipp. So these are all of my 2024 knits. I hope you found some ideas or inspiration among them. And I hope you're having a lovely weekend or whatever it is whenever you're watching this. And yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you again soon. Yeah, bye.